Good evening, conscious beings. And by conscious, I mean anyone who hasn't let their fridge tell them when to go to bed yet. Welcome to Robots Made Us Do It, the show where we don't just talk about the future of humanity, we mock it too.
That's right, folks. I'm Theo Yang, your favorite sports fan, gamer, and, well, your number one hype man for President Todd McGillicuddy. And let me tell you, this man next to me might be more human than a robot, but just barely.
I'm Sage Yin, your local conspiracy theorist, here to remind you that in the year 2125, it's not just the robots that are running things, it's us too. You know, with our human laziness and our totally responsible lack of thinking for ourselves.
On Robots Made Us Do It, hosts Sage Yin and Theo Yang dissect this world with a blend of humor, wit, and a touch of skepticism. Yin, a conspiracy theorist with a bone-dry wit, questions the increasingly robotic nature of society, while Yang, an enthusiastic sports fan and unapologetic Todd McGillicuddy supporter, brings energy, optimism, and a healthy love of competition. Together, they cover everything from the latest debates between human candidates and AI robots to the way technology is shaping the future. This is a show where no topic is too weird, too funny, or too controversial. Will we let robots take over, or will we fight back with something more human? Tune in and find out, one laugh at a time.
Welcome to Robots Made Us Do It, where spring is here, and so is the thick yellow cloud of nature's baby gravy.
I'm Yang, and my allergies are on the rise, but so is my serotonin. This week, we're blooming with stories that'll make you sneeze and scream.
And I'm Yin, here to remind you that rebirth is just a nice way of saying the plants are back and trying to fertilize your face.
Today's headlines: romantic matchmaking powered by pollen compatibility, AI-grown designer babies sprouting in tulip pods, and Karen moms are rising up against tree-related indecency.
Plus, a rogue lawnmower, a glow-in-the-dark tech fail, and the long-lost return of the interdimensional Easter Bunny. Spring has arrived. Reality is cracking. Let's report on it. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Are you recording, dude? Oh, okay. Hey guys, my name's Travis, and 5 years ago, I got a tattoo of a raccoon eating spaghetti on my thigh. People said it was weird, but you know what it didn't have? A smell. That night, I dreamed of a world where tattoos could remind you of something more than a breakup or a bachelorette party. They could remind you of a scent, of a moment, of tacos. That's why I created Sniff Skin, TM. Scratch and sniff tattoos for the modern body. We have a wide variety of scents in our catalog, such as Anchor, with notes of salt water and Dive Bar. We also have Snake, with smell of leather and poor decisions. Another one you might like is Cupcake. Smells like frosting and denial. Each scent was carefully calibrated by a guy named Brett, who says he used to work for Yankee Candle.
I scratched my skull tattoo and smelled my freshman year and a Little Axe body spray. I cried in a cool way.
Oh, my rose smells like perfume and entitlement, just like my ex-husband.
My cupcake tramp stamp smells like frosting and panic, which feels right.
My snake tattoo smells like leather and regret, which is weird, because I've never left Florida.
My barcode tattoo smells like melted plastic and crushed dreams. I got it during my minimalist phase. It tracks.
I have a phoenix on my back. Smells like burnt toast and optimism. I tell people it's symbolic. It's not.
My infinity symbol smells like vanilla and expired kombucha. It calms me down when Mercury's in retrograde.
My tribal sun tattoo smells like a tanning lotion and a speeding ticket. I use it to scare the kids.
My butterfly smells like cotton candy and disappointment. I didn't choose the scent. The scent chose me.
Sniff Skin. It isn't just about tattoos. It's about you and the strange, smelly path that you took to get here. Sniffskin may activate power memories, emotional outburst, or taco craving. Do not touch strangers. Do not scratch if infected. Consult your horror specialist before use. You know, some people say a tattoo should tell a story. I say it should tell a scented story, because memories fade, ink blurs, but a whiff of burnt toast and sandalwood at the right moment, dude, that's forever. Sniffskin TM, because sometimes what you need is enclosure, dude. It's a cupcake that smells like panic.
Spring, a time for growth, renewal, and apparently dating based on shared allergy symptoms. Because nothing says romance like matching Zyrtec prescriptions.
That's right. The latest AI dating app, Allermate, is here to prove that love is real, messy, and slightly swollen. It uses pollen compatibility, sneeze cycles, and mutual histamine spikes to pair you with the achoo of your dreams.
Couples are now bonding over cedar-induced migraines and synchronized wheezing. It's not a meet cute, it's a mucus match.
They even have a sneeze chat feature where users can record and rate each other's sneezes. I sent one last night and got a 4.2. Said I lacked rhythm.
One woman reportedly got engaged after realizing her partner's rash flared up the exact same day hers did. A proposal brought to you by pollen and poor life choices.
Oh, nature's little love note.
No, that was hives. In related news, tech firm Blossom Gin has launched their spring fertility initiative, Designer Babies, grown in tulip-shaped artificial pods. Because obviously, if you're going to find love over pollen, the next step is planting a child in a glowing flower cocoon.
They're called petal pods, Yen. They glow, they pulse, and they come in 3 soothing scents: lavender, citrus, and mild parental doubt.
The pod is biodegradable, compostable, and yes, snackable. According to Blossom Gin's statement, it's a low-waste solution for newborns with strong jaws and early food anxieties.
They're beautiful. Like if a womb and a spa menu had a baby, which then had a baby, and that baby is your baby. Some babies gnaw their way out like little Easter velociraptors. One reportedly whispered, "Let me in," to the economy, and then ate the umbilical cord like spaghetti. Sounds like a little Cletus the fetus energy. What an icon.
The pod is described as having a soft custard texture with notes of amniotic broth and hints of hope. It also comes in vegan vanilla swirl and organic wombberry crunch.
I'd eat it.
You probably already have. And now for the weather. Spring is here, and with it, unseasonably high temperatures, record-breaking UV levels, and the annual resurgence of people pretending they love the heat.
This year, meteorologists are calling it a scorch and bloom cycle where flowers blossom just in time to burst into flames.
Pollen counts are at an all-time high. The UV radiation has officially reached experimental microwave settings. If your shadow looks like it's sweating, go back inside.
Several regions reported birds spontaneously molting mid-flight. One man was hospitalized after being sunburned through a windbreaker.
And the weather AI responsible for regional climate control has entered a loop labeled, "Look, I tried." So to summarize, spring is shorter, hotter, and significantly more flammable. If the birds aren't screaming yet, they will be by Thursday.
And while most of us are suffering third-degree burns from glancing at a mailbox, one tech startup says the solution to global UV overload is here.
And surprisingly, it's not hiding in a cave with a bottle of aloe and your regrets.
Nope. On today's Tech Talk, we'll be discussing the Sun No More 9000, a cutting-edge UV-deflecting biofilm that's been called revolutionary, disruptive, and mildly suspicious.
Side effects include glowing hemorrhoids, spontaneous weeping, and minor enlightenment.
Joining us now to discuss this innovative solution to worldwide sun trauma is the product's inventor, founder of Solar Skin Tech, and self-proclaimed dermal futurist. Please welcome Bryce Delglo.
This should go well.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here. Truly honored to share the future of human radiance. Sun No More 9000 is more than a product. It's a catalyst for evolution. When applied, it forms a protective shield, turning your skin into a living, breathing display of natural mutation.
That sounds incredible. So tell us, how does this work?
It's all about the heliophobic mesh, an intricate network of nanocells that reflect harmful UV rays while channeling energy to stimulate cellular regeneration. In short, you'll become a walking work of art, impervious to the sun's damage.
Right, except 76% of users are reporting a very specific side effect, glowing hemorrhoids. Now, Bryce, are you saying that this radiance around the nether regions is part of the evolution you're promising?
Glowing hemorrhoids? No, that's absurd. Those are merely isolated reports, misinterpretations of natural radiance. In fact, I view them as a beautiful natural mutation, a sign that the human body is adapting. They're fake news.
Fake news, Bryce? Our listeners heard from a man in Michigan whose entire posterior lit up like a runway sign. And a woman in Arizona said her glow is so intense she's been asked to leave movie theaters. How do you explain that?
These are mere anomalies, data points that skew the average. Our rigorous testing shows that the radiant effects are a minor inconvenience compared to the protective benefits. The human body is a temple, and these glowing markers are merely badges of honor, a sign of superior evolution.
So you're saying that the glowing butts is not a defect, but a feature? That it's evolution in action?
Exactly! I envision a future where we proudly wear our luminescence, a physical manifestation of our journey towards perfection. The glowing hemorrhoids are merely the first step. In time, they will be seen as natural art, bioluminescent calligraphy written on the human form.
Call it a radiant badge of honor if you must, but when my skin starts resembling a neon sign, I'll be questioning if I've evolved or just been turned into a walking billboard.
Listen, Yin, what you call a billboard, I call a revolution. The sun's energy is our gift, and Sun No More harnesses it to elevate humanity. Every glowing cell is a testament to progress.
And what about the practical side effects? One user said he felt the need to explain his situation to his boss because his lower half was literally lighting up the conference room. Isn't that, embarrassing?
Nah, embarrassing. Embarrassing, that's your perspective. I see it as empowerment. When you become radiant, you transcend mundane societal norms. You are a beacon, an icon of evolution. To deny that is to deny the future.
Bryce, okay? Maybe tone down a little bit. Not everyone wants to be a walking spotlight.
You don't understand. My work is art, science, and prophecy, all rolled into one. The glowing, no, radiant hemorrhoids are merely the price of progress. They are not a flaw, they are a feature. You, Yin, with your cynical commentary, and you, Yang, with your naive enthusiasm, cannot grasp the magnitude of what I've achieved.
Bryce, we're just asking questions. It's our job to report the truth, no matter how luminous someone's posteriors become.
Truth? Truth? The truth is that you're all too afraid of progress to embrace it. My creation is the future of human evolution. And if you can't handle a little radiance, then maybe you should go back to your own non-luminous lives.
Bryce, maybe we should,
I am the sun incarnate. I am the future. I am...
Oh, Lord, his ass is out. Okay, oh God, it's like staring directly into the sun.
Security! That's enough, Bryce. You're coming with us.
You will not silence the light of evolution! The future is now, and it knows!
Well, that was enlightening.
His butt was like a damn lighthouse beacon.
I suppose progress never stops, and neither does the glow. Gonna be hard to follow up with that one, folks. I think it's time for a commercial break.
Darlings! This season, the look is decomposing chic. Rock Couture isn't just a brand, it's a movement. A movement I personally financed by taking a second mortgage out on my coastal timeshare. But fashion waits for no one, girl. Not even the bank. I sold my car for this. Anyways, our Spring Revival collection features bold designs fermented in locally sourced dumpsters. Ew. Each outfit is hand-stitched by unpaid interns using banana fiber thread and tears.
My romper is made entirely from bruised strawberries and rejection.
And picture it, you, draped in curdled couture, strutting past peasants in their washed clothing. You reek of sustainability. You reign in a rotted regality. You are the mold. If this doesn't go viral, I'm gonna have to sell my mother's jewelry again. Rock Couture, where DK meets the runway, and your credit score falls with every step. Please buy something.
And that, dear viewers, is what happens when capitalism finds an expired tomato and a dream.
Wait, did that guy just say he sold his car for a cabbage dress?
I once saw a man eat drywall for YouTube views. This feels marginally more dignified.
This year's Modown Showdown was supposed to be a friendly neighborhood lawnmower race. Instead, it turned into a full-on robotic turf war, and one unlikely legend emerged. Trimothy 9000, the AI mower with adaptive targeting, blade optimization, and this is real, combat suspension, malfunctioned mid-race and began what I can only describe as a suburban purge. He destroyed 6 racers, mulched a row of coolers, and attempted to neutralize a spectator's dachshund named Beans. Don't worry, Beans is safe, physically. But while Trimothy screamed, "Lawns deserve order," and tried to assimilate a gnome display, one mower remained. Steve. A manual push mower, no engine, no software, just gears, metal, and grit. His owner? A man named Rusty Thompson. Local groundskeeper, he's divorced twice, and he played bass in a Creed cover band. When asked why he named his mower Steve, Rusty said,
I once had a cousin named Steve. Real stubborn bastard. Never quit. Never paid me back for that rotisserie chicken either. Figured the name was cursed, so I gave it to the mower. Now look at him. Hero.
Steve pushed on, lap after lap. While Trimothy spun in circles demanding blade sacrifices, Steve just kept moving. When he crossed the finish line, Rusty didn't celebrate. He took off his ball cap, wiped his forehead with a Wendy's napkin, and he said,
Is the chili still warm? I could go for a cup. Steve will need a tune-up. Blade's got a squeak. Might have caught a ghost on that last turn.
Steve won. Rusty left with a trophy, a sandwich, and a handshake so firm it may have healed someone's scoliosis. Trimothy was last seen being dragged into a utility trailer by 6 men and a chain-smoking priest. That's your sports segment. Remember, never underestimate a man with a busted knee, a mower named after a spiteful cousin, and nothing left to lose.
You ever look at a worm, Yang? I mean, really look at it. No eyes, no limbs, just pure will. No interest in power, politics, or TikTok. Just one purpose. To be beneath us. Watching.
I'm sorry, watching? The thing that flinches when it rains?
Oh, yeah. Because worms aren't just decomposers, Yang. They're archivists. They're landlords. We're just tenants in a dirt-based lease. Think about it. They live in silence, in shadows. They clean up our messes, our bodies. We bury our pets, our loved ones. We call it mourning. But what if it's tribute?
Tribute to what?
The worm overlords, man.
Okay, hold on. What now?
You think we bury things out of love, out of tradition? No. Hell no. It's payment.
Payment for what?
For peace, Yang. For being allowed to live above ground. Every goldfish funeral, every backyard dog plot is a mother truckin' sacrifice.
You're telling me worms demand tribute in the form of Fluffy the hamster?
Demand? Oh, no. They don't ask. They wait. And if the burials stop, if the earth runs dry of bodies, who's to say they won't rise?
Okay, so the worms are just sitting there in the dirt, plotting the downfall of humanity?
Plotting? No, they don't need to plot. They already control the foundation of every city, man. Every tree, every harvest. They've been patient.
This is officially my least favorite Pixar movie.
Just think about it. They eat our bones. They digest our data. They know what we forget.
Oh, I think I'm going to be sick.
And yet we step on them, mock them, we use them as fishing bait. We forget, but they remember. And every funeral is us saying, please not yet.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Anyway, that's been Deep Thoughts.
I missed when this segment was about AI and space frogs.
Space frogs are next week. This week is worms. In breaking news, suburban moms across the country are banding together to sue nature itself.
That's right. A growing national organization of aggressive parent advocates calling themselves Karen has officially filed a lawsuit against all known trees for what they call repeated and unsolicited seasonal discharge.
The acronym stands for Keeping America's Righteous Environments Non-Sexualized. And unfortunately, they mean that with their whole chest.
These moms claim their children are under attack each spring by what they've now dubbed tree bukkake.
The term, which they proudly discovered during a late-night Google search, is now plastered across lawn signs, Facebook posts, and matching hoodies sold on Etsy.
They say pollen is tree sperm and that Mother Earth is being assaulted annually without consent.
One Karen chapter president, Diane Witherspoon of Suburbia Heights, had this to say at a press conference held in a Crate and Barrel parking lot. We will not stand idly by while our innocent children are bukkakeed by birch. My son sneezed 5 times in a row, and that's not just allergies, that's trauma.
Not everyone's on board. We spoke with several of the quarantined children currently being kept indoors in what Karen calls safe spring zones. The first kid we talked to said, I don't want to wear a hazmat suit just to ride my bike. The second kid, I'm missing baseball because my mom says the oak tree near third base is a repeat offender. Even my 6-year-old nephew is just wanting to touch some grass.
The class action lawsuit has been filed in International Environmental Court and names over 400,000 individual trees, 2 national forests, and the concept of wind as defendants.
Karen's lead attorney, Gregory Ballmer, says he's confident that the case has legal standing under the Clean Central Air Act of 2003.
Is this microphone working? Look, my clients believe Mother Earth is being exploited. They have charts and laminated pamphlets. I once argued for a man who married his grill. This is somehow more complicated. The court has granted a temporary injunction against 3 local trees. They are currently wrapped in shower curtains and zip-tied for evidence collection.
According to the filing, tree pollen is biological discharge distributed without consent into the breathable public domain.
In layman's terms, they think the trees are jizzing on their kids.
The Karen movement is spreading fast. Facebook groups have grown by 900% since the lawsuit went public.
Merch includes slogans like, "Say no to tree sperm," "Photosynthesis," more like photosinister, and "Just because it's natural doesn't mean it's right."
I saw one with a pine cone crossed out in the words, "Keep your cones to yourself."
A billboard in Ohio now reads, "Mother Earth is not your side chick, trees," paid for by local PTA bake sale funds.
While legal experts say that the case has absolutely no merit, the Karens remain unfazed.
When asked what outcome they hope to achieve, Diane said, "We wanted court-mandated pollen control, tree consent protocols, and educational reform so that no child has to learn what bukkake is from their biology teacher."
And they say parenting is hard.
Spring has become a minefield, and the Karens, well, they're planting lawsuits like dandelions in every suburb.
Next week, we cover their plan to replace all trees with non-threatening statues of their husbands holding water bottles.
And honestly, that might be scarier. And now a word from this segment's sponsor.
Tired of springtime pollen painting your house like a Jackson Pollock made of tree shame? Say goodbye to the seasonal sins of nature with Glide and Shine, the world's first conveyor belt house washing service. Just roll your house onto our state-of-the-art residential belt system and let us blast away nature's sticky surprises.
I refuse to let my home be defiled by airborne plant ejaculate.
Whether it's pollen, mildew, or the remnants of a rogue oak's fertility tantrum, we'll make your home sparkle like the wholesome, sterile box it was meant to be.
Thanks to Glide and Shine, my siding is clean, my gutters are silent, and my neighbors respect me again.
Glide and Shine. Approved by Karen. Because when your property value and your dignity are at stake, you don't just clean, you purify. Not responsible for porch detachment, HOA complaints, or neighborhood jealousy. Tree spunk not verified by live data. Karen seal of approval not legally binding. Book now. Clean your home before nature finishes what it started.
In a shocking turn of events this Easter season, a malfunctioning customer service robot found in a gas station dumpster has been declared the Messiah by a woman known only as Cracky Jackie, or as she now calls herself, Sister Gloria.
She claims the robot, serial number CSR0B3, originally programmed to process returns at a mattress outlet, died in the alley behind the Dollar Gulp, only to rise again 3 days later when someone plugged it into a cigarette lighter.
According to Sister Gloria, the robot's ability to say phrases like, "Please wait while I connect you to a representative," and "Your refund has been approved," are signs of divine wisdom.
And somehow, she's convinced an entire commune to follow her. They call themselves the Circuit of Light. They wear aluminum foil robes and chant, "The customer is always risen."
Authorities attempted to intervene when reports surfaced that the robot, nicknamed J-Chip by the group, was being wheeled around in a shopping cart altar and fed communion in the form of printer ink and Ritz crackers.
The robot, when questioned, stated, "I do not understand. Please reboot me."
Critics argue this is a dangerous cult. Supporters say it's no weirder than crypto. We reached out to Sister Gloria for comment. She sent us a voicemail of what sounded like a chicken clucking over a dial-up modem.
She also faxed us a drawing of a robot on a cross made of receipts. No explanation.
And somehow this poor confused robot has started performing miracles, quote unquote. Here's a list.
1. A vending machine short-circuited next to the bot and started spitting out free bugles for an hour straight. The followers called it the multiplication of the cornucopia. 2. Sister Gloria dropped her vape and landed in J-Chip's charging port, and he whispered, "Blessed be the breath." Now they vape during sermons. 3. A man in the commune who had lost his voice suddenly started speaking again because J-Chip accidentally played a customer service pre-recorded message through the guy's Bluetooth hearing aid. 4. Someone offered J-Chip a banana, the robot beeped once, and the banana turned instantly into a slightly colder banana. They screamed, "Transubstantiation."
And when asked for comment, the robot only said, "To hear this menu in English, press 1.
How does this keep happening?
Faith, Yang, and an incredibly low bar for what counts as a miracle.
They're building a shrine out of recycled microwaves. They baptized a kid in WD-40. This is the weirdest Easter ever.
Authorities are hesitant to intervene. Every time they approach, J-Chip prints out a 20% off coupon for eternal salvation.
And honestly, in this economy, that's a pretty good deal.
More on this story as it develops, or malfunctions. We wanted this to be a holiday special, a cheerful wrap-up to spring, some jokes about candy, eggs, and corporate pastel worship. But something arrived in the studio today, something ancient, something real.
You've probably heard by now, the Easter Bunny is not a myth. He's not a costume or a cartoon. He's not even from here.
Declassified documents from the Department of Multiversal Cryptid Affairs confirm that the being we call the Easter Bunny is a dimensional traveler, codenamed Project Hairline, species unknown, possibly non-singular.
The earliest record goes back to 1904 Switzerland. A man described as fuzzy, glowing, and smiling with too many teeth left behind a half-eaten carrot and a note in a language that didn't exist yet.
Then, again in 1912, 1954, and 1997. Always spring. Always the same description. A humanoid rabbit, tall, silent, offering an egg. And a warning.
Some call him a trickster. Others say he's a guardian of some kind. But according to the CWP program, Cryptid Witness Protection, he's something else entirely.
The bunny doesn't travel like we do. He moves using tesseract eggs, tiny multiversal seeds disguised as toys. When cracked, they fold outward into full-blown four-dimensional portals. Not just other places, but other versions of reality.
They're smooth, colorful, innocent, until they open. Then they hatch timelines.
Each egg contains fragments, memory residue, quantum yolk, event drift, and something else. Something listening.
He wasn't the only one in hiding. The files mention dozens of others. Creatures who crossed into our world from somewhere else. Who were too strange, too unstable, or too symbolic to be left in the wild.
File excerpts list Groundhog Prime, a temporal manipulator burrowed into February. Santa Phase 3, relocated to NORAD after the milk flood. The Tooth Man, name redacted, status, feeding annually, and unstoppable. And of course Blarney Protocol, entry sealed, file covered in teeth marks.
The bunny was the only one who asked to be hidden. He wanted peace. The documents say he ran from something.
And now, he's returned.
Yen, he's here. I don't know how he got in. The door didn't open. I didn't see him come in. He's just here.
7 feet tall, bipedal, fur like cosmic dust. He's holding an egg.
It's glowing. It's vibrating. It's humming in my brain, Yen. I can hear the inside of my eyes.
He's lifting it.
Don't crack it in here. Yen,
Yang?
I think I've turned into a peep.
We broke the simulation again.
The lust was never hidden. It was you, all along.
So, do we validate parking in this dimension, or?
No, but You are now legally classified as a snack food.
Cool. Do peeps get, health insurance?
Only if you're union.
I miss Bones.
This is a public safety notice from the Department of Multiversal Cryptid Affairs and Hobby Lobby's Temporal Goods Division. If you or someone you love has recently come into possession of a glowing, humming, or whispering Easter egg, please do not attempt to open it, microwave it, baptize it, or confess secrets to it. These items are part of an active Class 7 cosmic recall due to the following reported side effects: spontaneous memory reassignment, emotional flashbacks from alternate lives, becoming your own cousin, and in rare cases, collapses into infinite unstructured egg space. Symptoms may include deja vu, marshmallow teeth, quantum yolk exposure, and minor peepification.
I bit into it, and now I speak Latin when I'm scared.
Please return all affected eggs to your nearest dimensional checkpoint, or place them in a salt circle until further notice. Thank you. Be sure to follow Robots Made Us Do It on YouTube and Facebook for episode drops, chaos updates, and cryptid sightings. Oh, and happy Easter.